Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. You are watching a traditional best of three cube draft on MTG Arena with Travis Simulin's hours. Chat, say hello to YouTube. If you would like to watch the drafting action live, you can do so at www.twitch.tv/Semulin. I realized yesterday I did a little introduction about kind of what cube is and said that for your first cube, it might be a good idea to try to draft a aggressive deck and go somewhere with that. And then I immediately proceeded to draft something complex and confusing and kind of stupid. So I think today what I'd like to do is try to focus on an aggressive deck, if at all possible, to kind of illustrate how you can do that. So again, literally every card in this pack, you could make a justification for first picking. Rocky, thank you for the resub. I'll spam some cats for Rocky. For us, though, I'm going to basically ignore the Sultai-colored cards as we go through this particular draft to see what we can do aggressively and to show you that you can kind of shape your own cube experience if you'd like to. Generally speaking, I'd much rather be mono-white than mono-red. Some cubes can support mono-red aggro. This one I have not found to be able to do that because the burn spells don't really go face. But that said, I think Scorching Dragonfire is still the call for us. Here, again, looking for aggressive cards primarily and basically ignoring anything else that's here. So for us, Elspeth, I think, would be a great top end in like a mono-white aggressive deck or even a Boros deck. Cabrilla Takedown, obviously a reasonable removal spell in those situations. Cathar's Crusade is sort of something that you're wanting to do. Sure, folks, please understand, when I say I prefer, that's not me saying this is what I want to do and anyone else is wrong, right? I can only give you my opinion. I do think that mono red is worse than mono white, but you can get a good version of any deck, which is kind of the whole point of cube. So Robber's fine, but I think I'd rather set myself up in a position to have anthems, and an anthem-esque that produces creatures seems good to me in the top end, and I would like to adjust this into mono white if I can. Heroic Reinforcements has me excited about the possibilities of Boros aggro. It isn't really, because most of what you're looking for is like one drops. Right? So like Feather's fine, Basari's Lieutenant, it's fine. I could sort of see us playing Boros at this point and trying to get something to do with this. Now, if we were drafting on our own, like without kind of trying to force a deck here, there's a lot of things to consider. But most of what we're looking for here is just like the cheapest creatures we can possibly find. Any of those that we can get would be good. Anything that makes multiple bodies would be good. Wrath of God, not really what we're looking for. So power is equal to your devotion to red. Whenever it dies or another non-token creature dies. That seems okay. It's at least a 2/3. Light up the stage seems like it would be fine too. I'm trying to decide if we're going to be red splashing white or white splashing red or exactly where this is going to go. But this can go face. It's probably worth the pick. I think that one can go face, right? No, that one can't go face. Let's just draw cards. But Rampaging Ferocidon kind of seals it. Yeah, I should have taken Anax there. I thought this was the Spectacle deal 3 damage card. I don't actually want Light Up the Stage. It's not very good. But Raptor Jesus is here to save us. Deem Worthy I can dig, but a 2-mana 3/1 seems like sort of exactly what we're after here. I'm interested in Jet, and I'm interested in Firebrand. This is actually a bit of a tough pick for me. I'm going to need the 1-drops. Because we're looking to probably do something similar to this initially. And kind of see where that goes. There's 2 Boros lands in this pack, and I need to take one if we're going to consider splashing the reinforcements. So I think that's a pretty easy foundry. Take a Fragmentize for Dust Board. Robber Spun, that's good news. So did the Cabria Takedown. That's also good news, but I think we're getting into more of a red version where we're like, maybe we splash this, maybe we don't. Maybe we go straight Boros at this point. Because, like, this is starting to look like a plan. It's just we could get got by our own mana. So, like, there's a... We're definitely splashing the heroic reinforcements. There's a question about whether we're playing these two. Lava Coil's great. I'd probably want the Cleric if I felt like we were for sure straight Boros, but the mana needs to be better for me to want to do that. I can play this. Sorry, we fixed it. I'm not used to having a separate slot for 1-drops as I'm looking at curve, but I think if you're going to draft something like this, you need a slot for 1-drops. Because this deck wants 1-drops. There's a possibility we end up doing black instead of white, but it really surprised me when we already have the reinforcements. This pack doesn't have a lot going for us. Like, this is a super cheap one, which I can dig. We could potentially play a Channeler, which isn't the worst, but it's like putting card advantage in a deck that wants to be particularly aggressive. I'm curious about the Wilds. The Channeler's okay. If I take the Wilds, I have the opportunity to play these. I think I'm interested in that, because that gives me a legitimate opportunity to play these. And I think we'd want them. There's a lot of cards I want here, but I don't want any of them more than Earthshaker Kenra. This is kind of absurd and a real good pick for us. So pretty happy to see that here. We could. But I think we've still got very aggressive plans if we've got this Kenra, because if I can wheel the Integrity, which I probably won't, but if I could, that would be swell. Assault and Battery's not bad either. Yeah, I want a Hellrider too, but we're probably not going to get that. I mean, this is really good, but it's 5 mana. I'm not looking to play a lot of 5 mana cards. This is 3, which I'm not particularly excited about. But we can play it. It's Burn for Face. I like a Braid a great deal. I think we could also play Kazul's Fury to some benefit, but having main deck Artifact Dancers and another burn spell just seems good to me. Spike Field Hazard's an easy include in this deck. Well, the thing about the Fury is, what are we flinging? Because currently it's a 3/3 at best at Beat Me. We really need more red pips in our creatures if we can find them. And we're getting cut a little bit in this direction, which is okay. We'll find them in the next one. Flinging NX. It is a combo with exactly one card that we have. It's just getting cut in this direction. We'll get more of it. Now that's a legitimate consideration for an include. But I think I've given Bomat Courier a lot of grief in the past, but this is the deck that wants it. It's tough that these two had to be in the same pack, but I'm still not convinced that we're playing white currently. Whereas I know I want more 1-drops here. This guy's fine. We can yoinks one of your cards, right? Yeah, or just get a 2/1 first strike. Chandler came back, so no big loss there. We could consider playing the shelter too. Like, I don't think I'm actually playing this. No, it's getting cut in this direction. Tell me from what I can guess. What's up, Jaws? Soulscar came back, which really isn't what we wanted. I'm not even 100% that it's playable here. But I think it's probably still worth an include. Soulscar was very good when mono red was a thing in standard. Soulscar is very good? No, it's not. I've played with this card a lot, both inside its format and in cubes. It's okay. It's okay. Is that an on-color duel? Where? Oh, the pathway? No. I do want this fight as one, because there's a possibility we're playing Feather. The effect does make all of your spells better. It's not bad. I guess I can't give it too much grief. I want 1-drops and like, this is what you get. Now, this is what I thought the light up the stage was earlier, to skewer the critics. So I'm interested in that. This Chandra doesn't do much, does it? 3 mana, make 2/1/1s. Cast an instant or sorcery from your graveyard. Yeah, I think Stage probably does make it in the deck, but I think Secure the Critics certainly does. The question is, like, do we want to go very heavy into this? Okay, you guys are welcome to do your own draft videos. I think Skewer is very good. Dragon Master Outcast is a 1/1 that I like quite a bit. It doesn't exactly fit with the theme of the stack, is my concern. But, like, if we flood out, why not? Stonecoil Serpent is pretty busted too. I imagine this deck would rather have the Achrome Hellhound, but I bet I can wheel it, and I don't think I need to play the white anymore. Because if I wheel that, I don't need this. The Reckless Rampage and Feather's super cute. And by not play the white, I mean we're playing Heroic Reinforcements. We can search the Outcast with the Ranger, so there's a possibility the Ranger stays in too. I don't know yet. But if I play the Feather, this is really good. It's just the mana is going to be terrible. Let's just get creatures out of the way. I think that's the right call. What do you do? Like a bunch of elementals or destroy creatures? Okay, fair. If I take this retreat, things begin to get more interesting. Because I've got plenty of creature burn. I don't need more of that. This I'm interested in. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the party. I'm kind of sad that needed to be in the same pack as Lightning Strike and even Tybalt. But come on in, buddy. We got room for you. Is this the good Chandra? This is the good Chandra. This is also the good Glorybringer. But this is the good Chandra. Pyromancer? What's up, buddy? Each Planeswalker. Back in my day, Earthquake deal damage. This is not my day, and it's okay. So we've got a Scorch Spitter, which I think I would probably play. Smashing, which I think I'll probably play. Shield Breaker, which I'll probably play. These are all quite good. Our creature count's at 12, though. I think I need to be a grown-up and take the small creatures. We've got this Chandra if we want it. I don't think we will.
Hey, don't start any fires without me.
Is Feather getting back deem worthy? Huh? There we go. I mean, we've got the Reckless Rage package. We're not going to end up playing all of these spells. Good morning, Techno Shaman. We'll go through here and cut out a lot of these spells and then see what we want to play. Reckless Rage. You can use this as a removal spell targeting Feather and get to keep drawing it over and over and over. It's fair. We are getting back literally all of the red cards. I like Tybalt. I think we can play him. So here's where we need to make a little decision about what to play. I think with this curve, we could probably go to 16 or even 15 lands. And I still think the Heroic Reinforcement Splash is probably worth it. This is looking at 17 currently. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So we bring in one more mountain and play 15 lands for starters. And then I think probably just cut some of the bad burn that can't go face. Because, like, Perforos's Intervention can sort of go face, if you think about it. Yeah, and the Spike Field makes up for that too, right? We could, in theory, cut another land if we wanted to. But I think some of this stuff that, like, doesn't go to... can't go face and isn't flexible is just probably stuff I'm not super interested in. Like Pillar of Flame. Well, that's at least any target. It's basically a weird shock, though. Isn't that just objectively better? Oh, it's only creature. Yeah, fair. And I probably don't care that their stuff is exiled. Yeah, Pillar can go face. Which I dig. Yeah, that's fair. This is super flexible value card, but... I think I'm relatively happy with this. There's an argument about whether we want to play the Ranger or not. Like, there's plenty of 1-drops to get. I know you wouldn't. Folks, in case you're unaware, we're doing the video for YouTube right now. And the example I wanted to give was how to, like, chillax, sit down, and play Cube for your first time if you're looking to do something aggressive. I like Evolving Wilds, even in aggressive decks, if we're going to splash. It's okay if you don't. I think I can be happy with this initially, and then we can adjust. I still want to play that Ranger, though. Like, I could cut Tybalt potentially and be very happy with this at the top end. I just like being able to cast my spells. I like Wilds a lot. I like wilds a lot. This is more of a Chandra deck, isn't it? So this gives us 4 sources for 2 cards on the splash, which I'm usually pretty happy with, and both of them would be relatively late as far as this deck is concerned. So I think I'm happy with that. Let's give it a spin. That was in the Twitch Rivals tournament. But again, I'll remind folks as I'm playing Cube, the vibe that I'm looking to go for here is Cube is for fun. I don't view Cube as hyper competitive. I view this more as a let's chillax and enjoy some card interactions. And I typically won't go for very aggressive decks like this. But I wanted to do an example of it for YouTube, because yesterday I was saying on the YouTube video, if you're going to play Cube but you're intimidated, you can just draft an aggro deck to kind of get your footing and learn how Cube works and what some of the interactions are. And then after I did that intro, I proceeded to draft a nonsense deck. Oop. This is the mono red versus mono white face off. It probably is Renan, but again, that's not quite the level of competition I'm looking to have in this video game. That's going to be a challenge. Sorcery, huh? So I need to get to 6 or just kind of sit here. That's unfortunate. Aerial Responder, kind of tough for this deck. And black-white's kind of scary. They could, I imagine there's a Vampire Nighthawk variant in this too. I may just need to 2-for-1 myself to get it over with. If I can. But I suppose sitting on 1 land. Don't they have the one from Zendikar in, I would think? Or what's the latest Zendikar set? Zendikar Rising? He's not in here? That's interesting. I would have put him in here. I think you'd want to showcase new cards. Groundhawk? I can remember that being called Groundhawk. Alright, well we've dealt with this. Now we just have to deal with the Angel of Sanctions, which is dealable with. But them gaining the 4 life off of that's a bit terrifying. Good grief. Yeah, we were just dead to that anyway. That's rough. That's really rough. All right, so what do we want versus them? They were very well prepared for this. We need a very strong opening, so this is where something like mulligans become reasonable. I think we're interested in Tybalt. I could see the argument for Deem Worthy, and I do think Lava Coil is something we're going to be interested in. We do have the option that we're going on the play again, which I like. Didn't really see anything that we can catch with the Pillar of Lame, so I think that one's a pretty easy cut. I think we can cut Thundering Rebuke here. And Tybalt's not realistically the answer to the life gain. They'll just kill the Tybalt. That should be fine. Good morning, Orcish. All right, this is a significantly better start. I dig it. More attacks is better. Yeah, this is game 2. They had too much lifelink for us in game 1. There was some argument to throw this away just to get it out of the way. How is this continually the top card of their library? Does it go back? Like, I don't understand. I'm exiling lands? Okay, I was confused. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, it's difficult to notice over there. I was like, why do we keep exiling this Elspeth over and over and over? Maybe it could show the land going into it and it would be a little easier. Now this does twice X damage, so I think we're interested in killing that. I wonder if we want to cash this in, or at least have the opportunity to, because I feel like they have to block the Rimrock Knight here. Yeah, I think I'm down with that. We end up getting these little dudes too, which is pretty neat. It does. I haven't been able to notice it. I guess because like the Elspeth was popping up in super large text. This is an instant, right? Their plan is to tap this. It's not going to work out though. Oh, it's 2 to tap. I forgot about that too. All right, let's do our Stream Raiders battle here. I don't think Tybalt is quite what we're looking for here, because anything they have that's gaining life could probably just kill the Tybalt. That makes some sense, Renan. I don't like the Hound either, but I think this is a deck that's very interested in it. The Law Rune's the one I'm remembering. All right, Dave with the kills, me with the assists. Go me. Scrolls for Techno Shaman, Aetherlos, and Krizzy. All right, let's get in here. And I do think I like that adjustment. Boop. Boop. I don't think there's really anything else here I would want to fiddle with. Let's see if we can get it again. Cool. And it's okay to play the pathway for kicks. This was going really well with the opener and it has stalled out a bit as we're continuing to hit too many lands here. I'm kind of terrified they're going to have that aerial responder and there's just stone nothing I can do about it. Although this is reasonable. Truck sauce! We already know what we're getting with this. Let's just do it. Cash in now for 2. There's a strong possibility of that, but I can certainly attack with it next turn. I'm trying to decide if I want to spin this face. But knowing that they have that responder, I want another turn. The courier could have hit the plains. This lava coil is not here for that. And yet, I'm here for that. Well, hello there. All right, then. If the courier had hit the plains, that would have been really bad. There's the one we're afraid of. Good morning, Fort. Let's cast my Ancestral Recall here. How many lands do I need in play for this guy? 6. 4, 5, 6. Neat. Let's start making dragons. Guy's kind of done what he's going to do. I think I like having the -1/-1 up. Just in case things go terribly wrong. That could be the key to us winning this game, but it looks like we got it. Rankle isn't even in the deck. Welcome back, YouTube. We are queued up for round 2. It's difficult to know what's going to come across well via text, what's not. This is not really the one drop we want to start with, but I'll still give it a go. I can get irritable too exploding. Everybody can get irritable. And I don't think Ethan's particularly irritable. I think it's beneficial to be nice to the streamers that you enjoy. I also think, like, I normally don't call out my opponent's name, but their name is Leland Palmer, and I got some mad respect for that. Because Twin Peaks is amazing. But I think I heard LSV say this initially, but he was right. Being nice is just positive EV. Being nice to other people is just straight up positive EV. There's no reason not to be nice to people that I've found. I think with the Outcast in play, we're interested in playing out the lands here. Like, I've found very few situations where it's beneficial to you to be mean to someone. Sometimes you can turn people around. Sometimes you can't. Like, there's really no cost to you there. Why would you try to bait someone into doing something stupid so they get into trouble? I don't want to do that. One of those situations is telemarketers. I strongly disagree. Having been a telemarketer who wanted to eat, I wasn't obnoxious, but I sold things over the phone for 20 years. And I really did like having a roof over my head and eating. You can be nice to salespeople. I'm nice to salespeople all the time. Oh, you mean not being mean to them? Then we're definitively on the same area there. Yeah, there's a difference between indulging and not. That also, speaking of terrible things, this is pretty terrible right here. This is literally the worst thing that's ever happened to a Magic streamer. Ever. That's exactly what I do, Kenny. Sorry, I'm with you there, Tommy. You know, it's just a 3-for-1. We're basically fine. Basically fine. Save me, Raptor Jesus. This is looking particularly powerful here. I'm going to have to assume they're not on much. I could put them to 6 with this. But if they've got anything left, we're kind of in trouble. Well, I think there's a difference between being nice, being neutral, and being rude. You know? Poor Raptor Jesus. He is not able to save us here. Yeah, we could potentially put him to 4, but I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference. Pillar of Flame actually seems pretty useful here. So does their Thoughtseize. I'd love for him to Thoughtseize me. You Thoughtseize me, please? That Gear Hulk was brutal. I think I'm still pretty happy with this. I didn't see anything that would make me want to change. Like, this is the deck we're looking to try to be able to punish. As it turns out, we weren't able to, but... Hey, what's up, Possum? I've really been enjoying this cube. I think it's a lot of fun. We're doing the YouTube video, and I wanted to showcase how you can kind of come in and plan to draft an aggressive deck and perform with it. Because normally I'll do 5-color nonsense or durdle around, but I realized yesterday in the intro, I was like, you can come in and draft an aggressive deck and have some fun and learn what cube is, and then proceeded to not do that. You're arguing that you don't get positive EV from specifically being nice to telemarketers. So I can tell you one thing, having worked in that industry before. If Billy calls and Billy is 17, needs to make a couple bucks to pay rent, and you say, take me off the list and slam the phone down, Legally, the company's required to do that. Billy doesn't care that much about that, though. And he might be like, you know what? Let's put their number in as a fax line. Screw the company. Billy doesn't care. Or if you say, hey, Billy, I'm really not interested in this. I hope you have a great day. Can you please take me off the list and call somebody else that might be interested in your product? Billy might actually do that. Anyway, enough for Travis telemarketing preach. I always followed the rules because that's what Travis do, but I worked with a lot of people who didn't. And if you were rude to them, it was not positive EV. This actually looks like a good hand. What the heck? I think they're getting close to done here. Like, I don't know anybody under the age of 60 that has a landline. Man, I can remember playing a deck very similar to this in Standard back in the day. I think I'm supposed to attack first. How much do I care about that if they're blocking with it? In this case, it would have been better to block first, or to not attack first, but I think we're still pretty okay with that trade. Evolving Wilds is no problem when you're mana based. I'm Travis, me. Look at me, I'm Travis, me. Yeah, that's fair, Noki. Somebody missed a land drop, so I think we're going to do what we can with this. No, I don't want to unmute them. That would be terrible. Hello, I'm new to the game. Can you recommend what draft I should look for? So it depends on what you're looking for out of the game, Soul Reed. I don't play a lot of Constructed. If you're interested in getting good at draft, what I can suggest is my Joy of Drafting series, which Exploding Things has linked here. You can go watch that to learn how to draft. If you're very new to the game and looking to draft, the bot draft is the place to go. If you're looking to build a collection, any of the drafts will help you do that, other than the cube draft. The cube draft doesn't give you any cards to add to your collection. It's just for fun. I still didn't see anything here that makes me want to like dramatically adjust our deck. Like they're either going to stumble and we'll punish them for it, or they're not and we won't. And having more 1-drops is always a good thing there. Well, you keep the cards that you pick in all of the non-cube drafts, so that will help you build your collection if that's something you're focused on. There's a lot of resources out there that are focused on that and would be better for you than me. If you decide you like draft, you'd like to play a lot of draft, and you'd like to get very good at it, this is, I think, literally the best place you could do that. But if you're looking to play constructed as well, that's not something I'm going to be particularly helpful with. Man, this hand started great, and then it wasn't. I think I'd rather just have it dead anyway. They have a Korea on Quick Draft. My interest has suddenly become piqued. I like Ikoria a lot. The quick draft is the one where you're drafting with bots. Oh, it's bot drafting. Never mind, I don't want to do bot drafting. Well, that's awkward. Meh, it is what it is. I could kill it with this and still have the Thundering Rebuke, but that just doesn't do anything. I wonder if I want to Spike Field Hazard him for 2 damage. Because that would be 5 and then 5 next turn, and then they're pretty close to dead. I think I could do better, though. Yeah, I think the best upside is that Quick Draft is really good for new players. Yeah, they probably have the 5/6, but I think we're okay with that. Because they're going to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potentially. And I can also get them with the Perforos's shenanigans. We can decide here if we'd rather just shrink it, but I'm not entirely sure that I care that much. Yeah, I was thinking get the Ranger, play Dragon, play Land, but I can also just kill this, right? By firing off the hazard now and then skewering it. So I think I'm okay with that. It's not like the Dragon's going to be worse over time. Because this is lethal next turn, right? Unless they play a bunch of blockers. The X1 doesn't double? Yeah, but I'd have 4 plus 2. That's 6. Boop. All right, let's do Stream Raiders, and then we can play the final round with this one. Because we should be good here. It's a tough battle, but I believe in you guys and gals. Yeah, I think bot draft is a very good place to go if you're a new player. However, I think that what makes Magic the game that it is the fact that you can draft and play against people. Like for a long time, it was questionable whether or not they were going to add actual draft to Arena. And during that period, I stopped playing Magic, and then came back when they added draft with Ikoria. So I have like some fond memories of Ikoria because it was the first set I actually got to draft on Arena. But if the plan is like bot drafts are there for new players to get started, that's wonderful. I think it's a very good introduction to the game. Okay, we got that one handled. Orcish with the kills, Crizzy with the assists. Gold for Crizzy and Techno Shaman, scrolls for Neuro, Schmuck, and Toke. All right, let's go kill the boss. I think we'd probably like to play first. Yeah, I've mentioned a couple times, Mirage is basically why I got into Magic. This is a risky keep. I think I'm still going to do it. Because I can play Soulscar into Outcast and not have to discard. And if I hit a second land, we can actually play for a long time. It's a tough one, but such is the life of the aggro cube player. And there is something to what Renan said earlier, that cube is a lot closer to constructed on mulligan decisions. But I'm going to believe in the heart of the cards. There's a land on top. If we turn this green, we can be sure there's a land on top. See? No problem. They've used their Pillar of Flame, so they can't use it on this. So hi-ya. Oh, we've got a mono-red mirror match, don't we? That's interesting. Hi-ya. Phoenix of Ash, eh? Interesting. I believe they're trying to kill me. Mine's better. That Phoenix is pretty good, though. None of their stuff can block. That's neat. Can they kill me next turn if we block those two? I'm not entirely convinced that they can, but their entire deck can't block. So why would I not just kill this and be safe? I think I would. Like, they don't have enough cards to bring it back. They're going to have to deal with my board. Dealing with my board gives me a bunch of 1/1s that can attack. If I draw lands over a couple turns, we can Kenra. What's up, Joey? Good to see you. Sorry, got a little distracted here. I'm beginning to think of corn dogs. Bye-bye. Corn dog stuff. It's beginning to look a lot like corn dogs, corn dogs. Yeah, this is very close to a mirror match. This does have me more interested in the lava coil over the Thundering Rebuke. It's going to be difficult on the draw because I'm going to have to trade off crap. I think given that we're on the draw, I actually want the Channeler over the Knight. What's up, Keeps? How you doing? All right, let's talk. I don't want to run that out. Just accept that we're kind of on the back foot here and it's okay. This is literally why we wanted this card, so we're pretty happy about that. What? I didn't know that was in the cube. That's pretty good. You're not wrong there, Bryce. This is awkward, isn't it? Because it's when this dies, right? Yeah, I need this to be exiled. I guess that means technically I can abrade, but I'm really scared of this Hazoret now. I'm bloody terrified of this Hazoret. There's a significant chance I have to chump block it. Game over, man! I don't... Oh. 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 I don't have a great chance at getting through this, but if I'm going to get through this, this is where it starts. Do we know if there's going to be gods in Kaldenheim or whatever? I've heard there's going to be metal. I like metal.
When people start screaming, I know I'm on track. This'll be easy.
I don't think I'm keeping up with that. I just don't have enough burn. Hazoret's a problem. What if, how much is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. The problem is these pesky blockers.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Give me a blocker for Hazoret. They do also have the Labyrinth, but that means I'm probably going to have a blocker. This isn't threatening enough. I need another blocker. Because if they just Labyrinth one of these, I'm dead. Because we're going to 2 functionally, so I have to block 2 of these. This is actually not good enough. I want to make them stop attacking. This is nowhere near good enough. Labyrinth just removes it from combat. Yeah, they just take this. Now, they should probably not attack here, is my guess. Because if they can just survive for 2 turns, they've got me. But we'll see where they go with that. All right, so where are we at? Dead to a land? By not discarding that, that means we're sort of back ahead, but killing the initiate doesn't do a whole lot. I could get this and get a courier and then swing. We do still have a Soulscar Mage, which would begin to allow us things to do here. I think plussing and Soulscar Maging is the line.
Today's my lucky
Because I can get it and kill the Hazoret. I guess we may as well have the Outcast. And now they're dead unless they kill me this turn. Which they did. Did not, actually. Couldn't they have killed me there? Just for funsies.
Fire can't solve.
Boom. I don't know. But I'm glad they didn't. So ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, if you would like to watch the drafting live and learn more about what you can do in Cube and how much fun it can be and how it's basically open and you can play whatever you want, you can find that out by stopping by the stream at www.twitch.tv/Semulin. Chat, say goodbye to YouTube.